It's time to set those notifications because there's another showcase on the way. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Big Nice Creep Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is time to talk about showcases because they finally got revealed on the Discord. Either later on, it was early this morning or late last night or something like that. It was pretty cool. We've got the Evercade Showcase Volume 4 on the way. And you know what happens here? It's time for the predictions episode. It's the Evercade Showcase Volume 4 predictions episode here on the Newsline Flashcast. So let's get into it with first things that we do know. Because after that, as soon as we start the actual predictions, you know, everything goes horribly wrong. I've got like a 0 for 5 prediction ratio on all my episodes. It's nuts. It's terrible. But we can have some fun, get some predictions in, and and then when the showcase happens, it'd be like, oh well, I wasn't expecting anything that came out of Rich's face to be right, so that's good. I was surprised because all that was wrong. Anyway, let's talk about the Evercade Showcase Volume 4. The things we do know about is it will be on May 25th. Well, no, 29th, 2025, at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. EST, 12 p.m. PST. I've looked it up, and it said actually sometimes, depending on I guess what search engine you're using, and so this is 4 p.m. EST as well because it used like the GMT time. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to youtube.com/@Evercade Retro, and I'm hitting the bell that says notify me because no matter what time it is, at least I'll know when it goes down. And boy, oh boy, we'll be watching this one because I think this one might be a little bit bigger than Volume 3. Even though the predictions might not actually reflect that, I don't know. I'm leaving some tempered expectations behind because I don't want to like just blurt out a whole bunch of things that I think are going to happen and then just to have them not happen and for me to be disappointed. So some things will be close to the vest and some things will be shared. So let's, without any further ado, get into the showcase predictions. Now, this one I think is just an obvious one because it's the year of neo-geo. There's 2 years of neo-geo stuff. So Blaze is going to talk a little bit more about neo-geo plans. What does that mean? I have no idea. Maybe they're going to announce another cart. Maybe they're going to announce a new piece of hardware. They're probably going to announce a piece of hardware. I mean, we got the Super Pocket from last showcase, so it would see like maybe we get like I don't know AES colored, VS, or like the red and white limited edition EXP, because that would kind of look pretty tough. I mean, I'd rock one of those. Like that kind of thing. I think that's what we're gonna get. But there might be more on hardware. So let's continue on though with the next prediction that I have, and that is that we're gonna get a blast from the past release announcement. Like Namco, I think that they showed their hand with that like thing where they allowed the Namco cards to start working on the VS, and then they were like, shh, like when they say something in public like that, it's probably because there's going to become something coming soon, right? Maybe there's a Namco cart coming. Maybe there's a new agreement that allows them to do some kind of digital delivery of stuff. I don't know. It just something like this and Namco and whatever makes sense. Also, it's the 5th anniversary show. So I'm telling you guys, there's going to be something that harkens back to the good old days. And maybe even like the first 10 carts, right? Maybe they do something cool to kind of celebrate that, or I don't know, like they come out with like some kind of cool new artwork or something. I don't know, something to celebrate the anniversary. I also think though, specifically tied to the anniversary, we're also gonna get Blaze talking about anniversary specific hardware. So like, let's celebrate Evercade with Evercade hardware. And I think they're going to announce a limited edition of the black OG handheld, the original one that you could have pre-ordered back in the day. They're going to bring it back for a limited time for those that missed it, like me. This is Fantasyland time. It's not going to happen, but I think they might. I think they might just do something like that. You know, and it's not gonna have any of the new features or whatever. It's just like they found a whole bunch of shells in the back somewhere, and they painted them black, and they're like, hey, we're gonna put this out, and it'll be limited, and for the couple people that still care about the OG handheld and want on all of them, here's your last ditch effort to get it, and it's kind of a nod to how it all began and all that kind of stuff. It would be fun, but like I said, it's not going to happen. I just put it in there because I want one. So there you go. But it would be cool though. Just tell me, trust. Like, come on, wouldn't it be cool if they did that? And then because they already technically did the nod to the OG with like the gray and red VSs, that you can get without the games. Like that looks pretty cool. And the they did gray and red EXP-R too, right? Yeah. So like the ones that you can get with no games and all that stuff kind of harken back to the original design of the white and red one. So I don't know, maybe. You never know. You could get black red limited edition, like actual OG handheld though. Be very cool. All right. Anyway. So we talked about Mega Cat 3 in the last one. And I still think Mega Cat something is going to come around. Why? Because I have my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, of course. Because they talked about Midnight Resistance, and then we got a Data East Super Pocket, and then they talked about the other thing, and then we got something else. And what I mean by the other one was Zool, of course, from the Gremlin collection. And then we got Gremlin Collection 2 announced, right? And the last showcase. So Old Towers is the current game of the month, or the highlight of the month. And that's a Mega Cat game. So, like, come on, guys. We got to do some kind of Mega Cat. So I think we're going to get a Mega Cat Collection 3 announced, but maybe in a different way. Maybe we get the full tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, where it's like not Mega Cat, but it's actually the other dev, the Tanglewood devs, because it's Bitmap Bureau, and then you get the T2, because like I'm gonna keep beating that drum until I make it reality. But I think maybe that's it. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to do that now, because I think these games, this stuff of the showcase, this is gonna show you all the way through into September, October, I think, maybe even November. So this might be the last time you see stuff going in through the year for what's going on, because this is like the E3, right? This is the E3 presentation. And what that means also is, let's go back to talking about some more hardware. Yeah, I know it's like it doesn't seem like it's going to be hardware centric, this showcase. I've got a feeling in my bones that there's going to be something that's going to be related to hardware. And it's probably not going to be anything that I talked about before, but it might be this. Blaze announces that new hardware is coming next year. They're going to tease something. They're going to tease like a big thing that's coming. And they're going to they're going to dangle the carrot and say, hey, just hang out with us for another year, and we're going to reveal some stuff. And maybe they have like a secret reveal thing or whatever, and they drag it out for another couple months, and it makes us crazy. But then and maybe it's like the dawn of a new kind of platform for the Evercade, like a revision of the EXP, which is now going to be the VS. I should say, because that's going to be now 4 years old, coming up on that in the fall. They get the EXP is going to be 3 years old in the fall. So it might be time for some more hardware revisions. Who knows? And still, maybe, I don't know, maybe you still think, do we think we're going to get an alpha, an AES alpha, the red case? I don't know. The more I think about it now, the more they haven't really hinted about stuff, the less I think it's going to be happening, but the more I really want it to happen, because I still want to make that video, and that would be really fun. But those are the top 5. Those are the top 5 that I've got. They're probably all going to be wrong, but this is the part of the fun where you just throw things up on the wall and then you say, well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's this, but I'm not Blaze. I'm not, whatever. And I don't know anyone from anyone. I just love the stuff. I love when I see the little package come in with all the new carts, and then I get to play them and then that kind of thing. So I can't wait. I can't wait for next Thursday, because that's the other thing I like. I love covering the stories. I love watching the videos and talking and chatting with you guys in the comments and on the Evercast, of course, which we will definitely be talking about. Next week we're going to be, what is that then? The 31st of May. That show is going to be hopping, because we're going to have the announcements and we're going to talk about it, and people are going to be happy and other people are maybe not happy. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be fun, but that's it. That's what we got. So what do you guys think? Let me know some comments down below. Let's see your predictions. Give me like your top 2 predictions or whatever, or top 1. With your favorite prediction. Doesn't even matter. Like, how wild could it possibly be? I have a funny feeling though. Like, it's just they're too quiet. They're too quiet. I think there's something cool happening, and they're not saying anything to anyone. And there's rumblings, that there's gonna be some stuff that's really cool, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be cool though. So I'm gonna be excited to watch it, and I hope you guys are gonna be excited to watch that and the reaction that I'll have right after that on Thursday. So, with all that being said, it's time to kick this off to what we always do at the end of every single episode of anything on Bacon Ice Cream Productions, and it is you guessed it, the members of the Good Times Club. So let's do that right now. Let's thank the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, George Games, Chris Westerman, Phantom Fiction, Loiter Jim, Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LaCure, Mr. Shua, John Willig, Gunsy20, Herb Wars, DF, Joe Whitlash, David Valdez, Dan Nastic, Dr. Mark Mad Scientist, Alex Groot, Immortal Sojourn, and the Atari Creep. What's going on, man? Welcome to the Good Times Club. I just saw your name. It was popped up on this list. That's amazing. So we got to celebrate that. And then I have to redo this whole thing. You're not going to be in this episode on the thing, but you will soon, because I'll have to edit tonight, I guess. So with all that being said, awesome. Thank you guys all so much for joining, for being members, for giving us 1080p StreamYard glory, all those fun things. Of course, if you want to join and become a member of the GTC, just hit the button. You can just join in. You get some cool exclusive videos. We've been working around all sorts of fun stuff. We're going to be doing more exclusive stuff with Magic the Gathering, more exclusive stuff talking about movies and stuff. A little bit outside of the realm of just the retro games. We're going to put that all in there and have that be fun stuff to have with the Good Times Club. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. Plus, of course, we got the Good Times Club meeting. Actually, Saturday after the Evercast, there's going to be one, because it's the 31st. It'll be the end of the month. So we'll have to do a Good Times Club meeting there. And then we'll hang out. We'll talk to you about all the cool things that are happening on the channel, because that's really, really cool. And then that's it. But if you don't want to be a member, that's cool too. Hit likes, hit dislikes, hit the comment section for sure. And definitely hit the red subscribe button to see more of this face bring news to your face. And of course, hit the bell for notifications so you get the notification that the video did indeed go online. All right. With all that being said, it's time for me to get out of here, and it's time to tell you guys that we'll catch you next time for some good times. And I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. Take it easy, guys.
esc.baconicecream.com.